Hello and welcome to 97.9 Unity Radio, the best sports talk show in the 508. That is you, Worcester, Massachusetts, and basically all of central Massachusetts, and basically the entire state of central Massachusetts. And why don't you throw in Connecticut, New Hampshire, Vermont, and Maine? I'd say we're the best in all of New England. So we have a real treat for you tonight. Frank is in a delightful mood. Dave's on his 45th podcast. We're going to try to keep him awake, and we're going to see what happens here tonight. So to the left of me, as always, he has a whiskey in front of him, and he is known as the voice of reason.
Yes. Where's Ernie? We tried to get Ernie
Ernie's scared to come
on one of the shows. Why is he scared to come on?
Because you're white.
Because I'm white.
Yeah, he doesn't like white people.
He doesn't like white people?
No.
Is this a new revelation?
Yeah, he just doesn't like white people.
But the station
That's
called
not
Unity.
true.
Yeah, it's about unity for black
The
people.
station's called Unity.
Yeah, it's unity for black people.
You can't just unify one race.
Well, on his
No
mind,
unity in the community.
Oh yeah, we should. Can that be the show from noon to 2? We can do no unity.
No unity in the community. We just go around and alienate people the whole show.
Right.
We just
right.
make fun of them, say stupid shit.
Yeah, useless. Pastors are trying to bring people together. Idiots. Idiots. Those pastors are idiots.
Yeah, it's just like, he's Malcolm X.
Wait a minute. Ernie, there's no way Ernie doesn't like white people.
He doesn't trust white people.
He doesn't trust white people?
No, not really.
Well,
Really?
Well, then why does he trust you and us to be on the air and the waves?
Because we get good ratings and I'm dumb.
Well, I can't argue with the second part of that. I mean, totally
No,
truthful right there. At least we know one thing: you're truthful.
So
this makes no sense. Here's what I want you to do.
I'll get you a line to Ernie.
I want a line to Ernie. I want to pick up the red phone on the presidential desk of reason, and I want to talk to Ernie directly. And I want to get this patched up.
Well, I have a grievance early.
Yeah.
And it has to do with Skylar Bell from UConn, one of our top receivers.
Yeah.
Going into the transfer portal with our top running back, Darrell Robinson. And I am just infuriated by that. Infuriated because how dare they leave us when they wouldn't have a name if it wasn't for us? You think that the grass is always greener on the other side? Guess what, buddy? It's not. You can take your 38 receptions and shove them up your ass.
Unity in the community.
Unity in UConn. Unity in
UConn.
Yeah. And
well, here's the thing: them declaring for the portal that eliminates them from the bowl game.
No, they're still playing in the bowl.
So you can still play in a bowl game if you declared that you're going to enter the portal.
Before that game. It doesn't guarantee.
Okay.
For sure
Well, I wouldn't let him play. I wouldn't let anybody that declared for the transfer portal. I'd forfeit my bowl game if we had too many guys that we couldn't play.
Well, but wait a minute.
Marshall did.
But wait a minute. Yeah. Well, Marshall lost everybody. Wouldn't this be in the business world, Dave? Isn't this considered a good bargaining tactic? It's tariffs without tariffs.
Yeah,
don't they want to see what UConn would counter offer them?
He's trying to get more money from Bleeding Blue,
right, or from whoever, right?
Yeah.
And if he doesn't get it, what happens once he enters the portal? Can he come back to UConn?
Yeah, and that's what happens. What people don't realize in a majority of these cases, the kids who end up entering the portal don't get picked up.
Right,
he's going to get picked up. He's going to get picked up, but he's going to get more money. That's my prediction. So,
well, Dave, again, looking at pure numbers, he had 38 catches on the year. I mean, where do you think that a Big Ten school is going to take him? Do you think an SEC school is going to take him? An ACC school is going to take him? Like, what do you think his ceiling is?
I don't know what his ceiling is, but somebody's going to take him because they're going to want to win next year.
Right, but has he shown enough to give you the confidence that he can be a starter and that he's worth, 6 figures to bring in?
Let's put it like this. Let's see.
Like I wouldn't pay 6 figures for a guy with 38 receptions. I can go get a guy from the FCS level who has 38 receptions. Like, he made some great plays. He was a good kick returner. Or no, Sheffield returned the
He
kick.
said he has 69 receptions.
He doesn't have 69 receptions.
Let me see. Hold on.
Go to UConnHuskies.com and look at his statistics. He may have 40.
But you can't fault the kid. The rules allow you.
I fault him.
Why? The rules allow you to do that,
Because,
and to still play in a bowl game, like you said, and to come back.
Because there should be a modicum of loyalty. There should be a
No,
modicum.
that's crap. See, you're asking the player to be loyal to the institution and the team, but at any point in time, the team can back out and put somebody else. There's no loyalty to the player.
There is loyalty to the player because scholarships now are a 4-year guaranteed. I mean, they have to honor your scholarship for 4 years.
Right.
Now, whether they keep you on the team or not, like Dion, who dismissed everyone, he can do that, but they still have to honor the scholarships. That he doesn't get the scholarship back.
No, scholarship is great and all that, but you're going there too because of your love of the game. You want to play. You want to see the field. If you're content being number 4 on the four deep on the roster, then don't bother. Although, granted, you did get something out of it because you got a scholarship out of it. But bottom line, these kids, they want to play, but a lot of times there's no loyalty from the program end of it.
47 catches, 783 yards.
You got up to 47 receptions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's gonna get easily 100,000 or more somewhere else. Easily.
What's he getting now? No one knows what these kids are getting now. If they're getting anything.
He's getting probably 50 grand.
God, can you imagine getting paid at the college level 50 or 100 grand or $1 million or $2 million like these quarterbacks coming? They haven't even played in college and they're getting NIL deals out of high school. I couldn't even imagine that.
No.
When I played, I got, you know what I got? I got my socks. The guy gave me the playing socks, and then 20 years later,
a pair of gloves.
20 years later, he gave me 2 helmets for my bar because I opened up a sports bar.
You got a pair of gloves.
Yeah, the gloves they didn't want either. I think I threw them out. But I mean, I can't imagine even getting 50 grand. What the hell would I do as an 18, 19-year-old kid with 50 grand to play football?
I'd throw a party.
Yeah.
I'd have the baddest bitch on campus would be at my house. I can tell you
right.
that.
I mean, I would have a lot of whiskey and cocaine and do as much fun as we can.
Pushing you.
Why do you have illegal drugs and I would have pretty girls?
Well, they did all blow.
He's
cocaine.
a deviant.
They did all blow. I mean,
look at him, Dave. He's a deviant.
Yeah. I mean, you got to have some fun.
There's a fun.
How can you have fun without whiskey and cocaine?
I've had a ton of fun without cocaine. I've never used a drug in my life.
And you would have so much fun if you tried cocaine.
No.
Yeah,
I'd be dead. I'd be the Len Bias of cocaine. No, I'll pass. I have fun with alcohol.
Alcohol has its moments, but still, I mean, with what we're dealing with, the opportunity to have upper echelon drugs, to have freakouts, whiteouts, baby oil. Come on. I mean, you're just missing out.
Baby oil? Who are you, P. Diddy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You're missing out on life.
You need cocaine and heroin to do baby oil?
No, I say I'd mix them all together.
Oh God, you may not make it to the end of the season.
I'd mix them all together.
No, the piss test would not go well for you.
That's why I said if I had played in NFL Europe for the Amsterdam team,
yeah,
I would have never gone to practice.
Right.
I would have been at the red light district.
I'm hearing something.
Nonstop.
I'm hearing it faded because I don't have the headset on.
No.
There it is.
So,
there it is.
There it is. It's the
what?
It's the that's the 8-ball song. That's your
the 8-ball song.
That's your 8-ball and baby oil song.
So the big news of the week was obviously the New York Football Jets getting a victory.
That's not the biggest news of the week.
No, I'd say that's pretty big news.
That's not the biggest. Give me the biggest news of the week.
Now they're saying that they may be retained. Because Devontae Adams had a great game with Aaron Rodgers, and maybe they can win. Maybe they can turn it around.
Yeah.
No?
Yeah. No.
Not at all.
No. Devontae Adams probably has some use. I don't see Rodgers having use.
The big news of the week, obviously, is Buffalo and Detroit.
No, it's not.
No? All right. What, Bill Belichick?
Bill Belichick is the big news of the week.
We announced it last
week.
week.
We did. We were ahead of the curve. That's why we should get all the kudos right here.
Yeah, Bill Belichick, we are going to get to see because Dave and I are going to the Fenway Bowl. Right, Dave?
The Fenway Bowl? Well, we don't have any players anymore, so.
Yeah, I'm still going. Well, they're playing allegedly. Jim Mora, I can't wait to email him after the remarks that he made at his press conference. I'm going to email him, and then I'm going to, when I see Shane tomorrow on our podcast, actually, I want to come on College Football Frenzy, you guys, because I got a bone to pick with him there, too. I'll get to yell at him twice. How dare him praise Mora for what he said?
And Mora's trying to be a modern day coach.
Yeah, but this is what we talked about. For even schools like Syracuse, do you want to be a feeder system for the SEC and the Big Ten? Because that's what it's going to turn into. They're going to come to Syracuse. They're going to come to UConn. They're going to play well for a year, maybe two, and then they're going to be gone. Is that what you want your program to be?
Why would they leave it? The money's enticing.
That's what I'm saying. They're not. The money that Syracuse has doesn't come close.
But they could start getting that money.
No, they won't.
Why?
They won't.
I mean, they won't.
There's no chance.
Why?
Because they don't have the backing. I just got the numbers of the top NIL money spent in the country.
Let me tell you about NIL money for a second. So Sacramento State, it will now be moving to full bowl. They want to be at the FCS FBS level, right? Yes. Sacramento State. Yes. They're looking to hire Michael Vick as their head coach.
Yeah, he interviewed. Yes.
Right. They have $50 million. Mike Vick.
What? Wait, hold on.
Michael Vick. Sacramento State. Mike Vick, quarterback. Remember Virginia Tech? Atlanta Falcons? Dog fighter. So Sacramento State interviewed Mike Vick for their head coaching position.
Correct.
And they have a $50 million NIL package.
All ready to go.
Ready to go. $50 million NIL.
Yeah. Which is outrageous. And I guarantee you they probably spent years raising it to get it for him.
I bet you they did. I bet you they made 2-3 phone calls to Silicon Valley.
So why Mike Vick?
Why Mike
Vick?
Because that's what they go with now. They go with former players. They go with youthful players. They think that's the answer. They think that is what
they said they would. They said they would build a competent, knowledgeable veteran staff around him, but they want that obviously them moving up in a higher level of playing. They want to do a big splash with a big name, a recognizable name.
So yeah, he's very recognizable. But again, the $50 million will last one season. You're not going to be able to raise.
He's also in talk to be the next head coach of Norfolk State.
Really?
Yeah,
that's where he's from.
Norfolk State is. I don't even think they're Division I. They're Division III, right?
No, they're not 3.
So basically, he'll be a head coach anywhere that'll give him a head coaching job.
Right. But listen, if they've got $50 million in NIL money now, they'll get $50 million a year down the road.
They're not going to be able to get it every year.
Every year. You don't understand the amounts of money that are out there.
No, I do.
You don't understand that. You're talking. There's hundreds of millions of dollars that float around just a few schools to be able to hand out money to the best players possible to build their program successfully. So there's 50 million a year is nothing to what these schools can raise with the right connections.
NIL has been around since 2021. Okay.
Sure.
The top collectives this year: Texas, $22 million.
Right.
Ohio State, $20 million.
Right.
LSU, $20 million.
Correct.
Georgia, Texas A&M, Michigan, and Alabama were all $15 million to $18 million.
Sounds like nothing.
That's what I'm saying.
Sounds like chump change.
So you can't raise that kind of money, $50 million every year.
Yes, you can.
If these schools can't raise $50 million,
how
can Sacramento State?
Because those schools haven't picked up the phone yet to the big time donors.
Harvard could, if Harvard wanted to, they could raise $1 billion for NIL tomorrow.
They could have the sickest college football team on the planet.
Harvard, Princeton, and Yale. This is what I want them to do. I want them to say, this is so funny. You guys are, there's all this arguing about who's got, raising this money. It's so corrupt. They're like, you know what? We're going to just be the best. And I want them to go raise $1 billion, which will take them about 10 minutes to get it.
Right.
Hell, they could just use the money they already have in their endowment. They don't even have to raise it. They could just say, we'll spend $1 billion on the team. And they should just do it for 2 years. 2 years, go 1, 2, and 3. Okay, meaning they'll be ranked 1, 2, and 3, and they'll play in the national championship, Harvard versus Princeton or Harvard versus Yale. And the greatest part of all of it, it'd be great. It'd be great. And what's that?
Alabama would be so pissed.
Oh, could you imagine? Could you imagine the semifinal game? Harvard versus Alabama and Yale versus Ohio State, and they lose to them. I would laugh so hard.
Oh my God, the enrollment would be huge. Everybody would be applying to Harvard. Would have to have such a sliding scale for athletes' academics. It would be hilarious.
They should just say we're going to do a 2-year hiatus. First of all, they do it anyway. They love DEI, so just DEI the shit out of it.
Exactly.
Okay, DEI that MO. Don't make believe you're DEI. If you're going to go in on DEI, go all in on DEI. World and Yale, go all in. $1 billion.
Dave, here's the thing, though. The school with the largest endowment in the world basically is Stanford.
Oh, you're right.
Stanford has like $22 billion in endowment money.
Yes,
if I'm correct.
No, Harvard has the most.
No, Stanford does. I think
I'm
Stanford.
looking it up for you guys.
Harvard. Look it up.
I would like a fact checker,
Please.
Okay, they're number. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so number 1 is Harvard, $50.9 billion.
Oh my God. Okay.
Yale, $42 billion.
Right.
Number 3.
Yeah.
This is crazy. The number 3 is the University of Texas systems office, meaning Texas schools, I guess.
Yeah.
University of Texas schools has $40 billion.
Oh my God.
Stanford has $38 billion, and then Princeton has $37.
I'm off. Okay, I thought Stanford was number 1.
And then worldwide, let's just make it a worldwide championship. Nanyang Technology University in Singapore could probably field the team. They're next. Then Aalto University in Finland, and then the University of Melbourne in Australia. There we go. Come on, man. Money. Worldwide championship. Whoever has the biggest money.
Listen, those schools in no way want to go dip into those funds for athletics.
No,
they need to build their esteem from having all that money invested.
I want to see the Nanyang Technology Institute of Singapore play against Ohio State in the national championship. That's what I'm looking for.
That'd be great.
Well, and I got their team name too, so they didn't even have to come up with a team name. The Nanyang Technology University in Singapore, we're going to call them the Nerds. That's their team nickname, the Nerds.
They're just going to be
Nanyang Nerds.
So how much interest does Harvard make on $50 billion invested in the market?
Enough
that
that
it's got to be astronomical.
Their interest could pay for their NIL.
Right. I mean, think about it. Even if they were in a safe fund at 6% interest, 6 times 50 billion. Is that like $3 billion a year? $3 billion a year. They're making $3 billion in interest a year. Wow.
Could you imagine if Harvard just went and looked at the top rated players from PFF, the NFL ranking, and they just took the top players in every position,
right?
And the guy who owns PFF, they call him up and they go, "Hey, can you give me the list of the top 2 players, because we need a depth chart. So top 2 players at every position rated, and get me those guys." And then they get the list and they go say, "We have a bill to pay. You guys are going to get, as long as you stay, I don't know if you're going to get a Harvard degree, but what you are going to get is going to be a piece of a Billy." And they're going to be like, the backups are going to line up to play there. They would all line up and they would all play there, and they would then go and win the national championship 55-0. And then after Harvard wins in the end, they find this NCAA, the president of the NCAA, and they say, "Fuck you for fucking up the system," and they chuck the football at them.
That's it. And they dissolve their program.
And they said, "We're done. We proved that it means nothing. It means absolutely nothing."
Dave, imagine, I can't imagine, but imagine all these seniors all these seniors in high school when they're doing their announcement day, their commitment day, and they're sitting at the table, and all these kids keep pulling out Harvard hats. This is Florida Gators, Alabama. They keep going back and forth from all the hats, like Alabama, Georgia. They pull out, and people are like, "What's the H stand for?"
Yeah, what is the H?
Never heard of them yet.
Ooh,
that's great.
No, it doesn't at all.
With the number 1 class.
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous, and I am just disgusted.
How much money is going to be flowing to the University of North Carolina now that Bill Belichick is the head coach?
Insane amount of money.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's an insane amount of money just because
they were like, "How are you going to recruit? How are we going to start recruiting?" They asked him. He said, "We don't have to really recruit yet. We haven't really recruited yet, but everybody's fielding phone calls where they all want to come here."
Right.
So all he's been doing is fielding phone calls of players wanting to go there. He doesn't even have to recruit. You know what it reminds me of? I don't know what the best high schools are out where you are, but like Bergen Catholic, who's the best program in New Jersey. Everyone's like, they recruit. I'm like, no, they don't have. They've won 4 state championships in a row. They don't have to recruit. People are calling them. The best players are calling them.
They want to go there. Yeah, they want to go there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, think about it right now. A ton of NIL money comes into North Carolina. Now he can go out into the transfer portal and pick up every veteran kid that's out there, every junior or senior that's in the portal that's any good, field your team, and then take the rest of the NIL money and start committing these seniors that want to come to play for Bill Belichick. Be stacked.
Yeah, it's absolutely ridiculous, though. And somebody has to step in, because even in the NFL, there is not free agency every single year. And that's what college football is turning into. Every single year, there is technically free agency. How is that fair and legal? There is no parity.
Because there's no rules to it.
I know, and that's the problem.
Rule to it. And now it's too late.
Why won't somebody step up and make some rules?
It's too late.
It's never too late.
Once they make a rule to prohibit a student athlete from being able to go to the school of his choice at his advantage, you're going to see lawsuits left and right against the NCAA.
Well, it was a COVID rule at first, and some dingbat thought it was a good idea to keep for good. And I think that's absolutely asinine and ridiculous that they did that. It was meant for COVID, for kids who didn't have the opportunity to play, and now they do. And there's kids going into their 9th year.
Hey, it worked wonders for Bo Nix. Don't knock it till you try it.
It did work wonders for Bo Nix, but I'm saying that it's absolutely ridiculous that we're at the point we are, and that kids are leaving every single year. There has to be a stop to the madness. Am I the only one here who doesn't see the madness?
What there has to happen is, as there are salary caps.
Yeah, they have to put
professional
salary
league.
caps.
They need to put a salary cap on every college team.
Yeah, I agree.
And now the thing is you got to put probably a cap not on the entire university, but by sport. So you keep the competitive fairness, because a school could take all their money and just dump it into football if you're going to put a salary cap at a university. But probably sport by sport, you're going to see salary cap, NIL caps, and so you only have this much money to spend on players. I don't think they can reverse the year-end free agency deal that's going on right now, and then everybody jumping into the portal. I think that's a done deal. But I think that to balance out the competitive nature of college football, they're going to have it's almost like a flat tax fee. You're going to have a flat cap fee. Everybody's going to be able to spend X amount of dollars every year, and that's it.
Yeah, that's what needs to be done for sure. That absolutely there needs to be some sort of cap involved to where you can't just take off and leave when you want. And you can't do it year in and year out. You have to have some sort of salary cap. So there's spending in place. And you can't just throw millions upon millions and millions and millions and millions and millions around.
I like that.
Well, that's what's happening.
I like the money being thrown around. More money, the merrier.
It's just millions and millions upon millions.
But that's
and
what
millions.
Money buys you nice things. That's what it's about. And people want to see that. Listen, do people want to see people don't even want to see the Big 12. People want to see SEC football. That's what people. The popularity is in the SEC right now. Okay, so people want to see that. So that's where money flows. Maybe the Big 10 is second. Maybe people want to see the Big 10 a little bit. After that, even the ACC. The ACC is not exciting.
No,
there's nothing exciting about these other leagues.
The ACC is a complete dumpster fire. Right. I agree.
ACC, Big 12. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. They want to see. So you're going to throw money at and be a part of what's successful. What's successful? SEC, maybe a little Big 10. And that's where the money's going to flow. That's where the big money's going to flow. So unless there's some kind of a cap going across, it's going to be hard for the others to compete.
And it is being very hard for the others to compete. I just think that too many kids are going into the transfer portal. Too many kids aren't learning what it's like to work and earn a position. And it's going to end up being a detriment in life. That's my point.
Yeah, possibly. I don't know.
That is my point.
I don't know where it's going. It's too chaotic right now. It's hard to keep up with everything. I mean, every day there's another 5, 10, 50, 20 kids in the portal. And granted, they have cut down the time available for these kids to go in there and before they pull back out. So I think that helps a little bit. But I don't know, man. I'm for it. I'm for the kids getting all they can get. Once they opened it up and they said the players deserve to get paid X amount because they bring in X amount.
But it shouldn't be every year. It shouldn't be every year. That's my problem. You could because
you don't get a paycheck when you work for a company every year.
You don't have free agency every year.
You are a free agent every year. They give you a year-to-year contract.
In sports,
in anything. No, as far as an employee, you are a free agent.
Yeah.
You could always go and get another job, couldn't you?
Yep. Yeah. But
these are free agents.
In sports, they don't do that.
In sports, they don't do that.
In sports, you can't enter the transfer portal if you're pissed off.
Sure you can.
You can hold out on your contract,
And you talk about professional sports?
Yeah.
Right. Professional sports are a little different because the money structure is a little different.
Well, yeah, because there's unions and
exactly. Like you said, representation is different. Everything is out there. There's really not much for the kids except for what the kids can come up and what the kids have come up with. The NCAA allows now is to declare free agency, transfer portal. So they got to have something. You got to give them that. Let them make more money while they're there because they're not. A lot of these guys that are getting NIL money now, they could be playing the pros.
so
They're just not. So let them make
What
more
about
money.
what about the fact that let's use Skylar Bell and the other running back as the running back as example left for UConn. They jump in the portal. Did they both have NIL deals, Steve?
yes, they did.
All right, so they both had NIL deals. I'm assuming signed the contract that said I'll play at UConn this year for X amount of dollars. And now they're going in the transfer portal. Isn't that technically breaking their contract?
Well, I don't think it's a contract because you've got a scholarship.
No, they are under contract for the full year. Yes.
So if they wanted to, they won't. But couldn't UConn just say, "I want that money back"? You or the
you violated your
You
contract.
violated your contract.
I think you could.
But is the contract only valid until?
I don't know.
I don't know what it's valid
don't
until.
know
I don't know what they signed. I'm just asking.
Maybe it's valid until the transfer portal date opens up.
We don't know the particulars on
You know,
that.
I mean, but yeah, but why? I mean,
I'd like to get a copy of that.
yeah, I don't see how it couldn't be any other way but that.
That should get leaked. That should get leaked somehow to the public.
Right.
So we can do a podcast on that. That should get leaked.
Someone in Bleeding Blue should slide that out.
But we'll shift gears. We'll
or maybe someone robs them. Maybe they get Jesse Smolletted with their contract.
The office gets ransacked middle of the night. Watergate.
Watergate. Yes, Watergate.
What about the NFL? The game of the week was the Bills and the Lions.
Yes.
Your thoughts on that? Josh Allen is for real.
I did.
Jared Goff is for real.
I didn't watch the game. It's probably one of the only games I didn't get a chance to watch because I was working.
Do you think it's a Super Bowl preview?
Possibly.
Dave, do you think it's a Super Bowl preview? Look at everyone's drinking.
Yeah.
Josh Allen is great.
Yeah.
He's unbelievable.
He is.
And I had a rant with Steven about my disdain for short quarterbacks, even though there are some great ones in the pros. There's some great ones in the pros, but my disdain for it in general, I feel like it ruins quarterbacking at the highest level. Everybody playing short quarterbacks. I have nothing against a short quarterback per se, but the desire for every dad who has a kid that can throw the ball that's short to play quarterback, and then
they all think that they're the best of the best.
Yes, and then all of a sudden we're stuck with short quarterbacks in the NFL that can't win a championship. But Josh Allen is not that. Josh Allen can win a championship. And I think he could, yeah. And I think that Detroit Lions, who's a great team, but Josh Allen is something that's difficult to stop, not just passing-wise, but when he takes off the run. And I can tell you this. One time he slid. I don't even know if they scored on that drive, but he was at the 10-yard line. He slid. I didn't understand why he didn't just keep running because these guys would have to tackle him. They weren't quite at him yet, but they were. It looked like the DBs were kind of like half running towards him and half not, like running at him, but then not. They don't want to take him on, those defensive backs at 6'5", 250 pounds. It has to hurt to tackle him, and his throwing ability. He's got a cannon for an arm. He can fire the ball down the field. He has a good offensive line. Detroit has a very good. Detroit was very good. Detroit coach made a crazy mistake, which I don't know why he did that, but I don't know if you saw he kicked the onside kick when they were down 10.
Yeah. It wasn't necessary at all. He was really kicking it.
Yeah, so that didn't make a ton of sense to me, but he kind of does those things, and it's kind of, I don't know if it's a morale thing. He's done these things.
Dan Campbell, he just goes by feel, which I love.
Yeah. It goes by feel.
He does. He doesn't give a shit.
Yeah,
he just does.
I feel like we can get the first down.
Yeah. Let's go for it. Let's do it. I feel like we should try the fumble Rooski here.
I think, not having watched the game, one thing I take about it right now, I know Detroit lost 2 more defensive starters for the year.
And Montgomery, too.
Yeah, they're for the year or just for that game?
Montgomery's out?
For the year, I'm pretty sure.
Really? I did not know that. So you're looking at Detroit defense that's missing 4 starters because Hutchinson's out too, and they lost a linebacker, I think. So their defense, I think, is their Achilles heel for them to reach the Super Bowl. I think that's one thing where it's shown that you can really stay. If you have a potent offense, or you have a player like Josh Allen, or you have a system in that works, even the Rams, I would say, they may go score for score, and Detroit may not end up on the winning side of that. I did see the other stat that sort of stood out for me is Jared Goff is the first quarterback in NFL history to throw for over 300 yards, throw 5 touchdowns, throw no interceptions, and lose a game. So I feel bad that I missed probably the most exciting game of the year so far. I wish I would have got a chance to see it, but I do think both teams are for real. Both teams could be in the Super Bowl without a doubt. I worry about Buffalo's inconsistency sometimes against even teams that they should be, teams that they are on paper superior than. I worry about those letdowns. Detroit's Detroit, man. They're a good team. If they can shore up the defense a little bit, they'll be in the Super Bowl without doubt.
I don't see anyone in the NFC who can really contend with Detroit.
Green Bay.
Well, Green Bay maybe, but I mean, Green Bay, I believe, lost. Didn't they lose this week?
No, Green Bay. Wait, I just watched that game. It was the late game.
Oh no, they beat Seattle.
Correct.
They beat Seattle. But they had lost the week before.
They have, and they're very young.
I like Tampa Bay better than Green Bay, to be honest.
No.
Tampa Bay with their health, yes.
Can't stay with Detroit. But Green Bay has the youth, which counts for a lot in football right now. Has the youth, has the experience of being in a playoff game last year and beating Dallas. I think they have a good quarterback. I think they have a good stable receivers. Their defense is decent. I mean, I see Green Bay being the biggest obstacle to Detroit getting to the
And they're in the same conference, too.
That is correct.
So you never know who's going to win that conference.
Right.
Dave, were you surprised that Matt Eberflus got fired?
Matt Eberflus? Which
The
team
head
did he
coach
coach
of the
again?
Chicago Bears.
Which team did he coach? Chicago?
The Bears.
No, he sucks. Why should I be surprised that he?
Okay, just checking. Well, I thought he did a good job with Caleb Williams. I thought he was developing. They had a good start, and they kind of gave up on him. I don't know if that was the right move, but I guess only time will tell. That was just concerning to me. Like, they fire him, but Doug Peterson still has a job. That I don't get.
Is Doug Peterson in Jacksonville coach?
Yes,
He sucks. So
he does. What are you sucking on? Halls?
yeah, I'm sick as a dog. So
I know you are. I know you are.
I'll tell you who's good and who sucks, but those two suck. Peterson's an anomaly. Like, he always starts off good, and then I don't know what happens, dude. Like, he forgets how to call plays or something.
But I have to say, Dave, you were pretty impressed with my appendix story today.
I listened to the whole story. It was actually
captivating. You did not offer anything. You I
was captivated by it.
You were captivated by it.
Yeah, I thought I was like.
You believe it?
Yeah, I mean, listen, I didn't know that it was going to go in that direction. I thought you were going to tell me that
I got a bracket or something. Oh
no.
No.
I thought you were going to tell me that you miraculously beat cancer. So
okay.
So when it went into the direction it was going, I was thinking, okay, this guy's dying, and So he
Yeah.
went in the other direction. I was still like, wait a minute, how did that even happen? As obviously, I would have been shocked at your age. I would have been shocked that I don't know your lifestyle, but I still would have been shocked at your age and at the time I would have been in your 30s, right?
Well, I was 370. That didn't help either, but
I would have been shocked that you were dying of what you had said at that age. But then I was even more shocked by how you survived what had happened. That was
yes. And the doctor thought I could see a shrink because she couldn't believe that I was driving 8 hours to Georgetown to coach a football game. That was my response to her telling me the news that I had cancer and a tumor and had to have surgery immediately. I was like, okay, I gotta go. I gotta drive to Georgetown. She's like, does he understand what we just said? I was like, no, it doesn't matter. You gotta win. If I live or die, I'd like to go out and beating Georgetown. I think that's a good philosophy.
Could be on your
in
tombstone.
front of 1,500 people.
Could be on his tombstone.
Yeah.
Beat Georgetown. Georgetown.
No, for sure. So again, all right, Bill Belichick going to North Carolina. The pundits think that he is going to have a tremendous amount of success, and this is the right move for him, and he's going to coach 10 more years. What are your thoughts on that, voice of reason?
Nah, he'll do 2 years.
No,
he's
not
3.
2 years.
He'll do 2, max 3, and pass it on to his kid.
He signed a 5-year deal. He can't do 2.
He doesn't need to be held to anything like that. If he wants to leave, he'll leave. They'll let him go cordially. And then his son will take over. That's all. He'll be an advisor. He'll be in an advisory role. He'll bang his 26-year-old girlfriend, and he'll be happy.
24. She's 24.
Well, she'll be 26 when he leaves.
Dave, what about you? Do you think Belichick's going to get it done, in North Carolina?
Do I think he's going to get it done? Yes. Do I think how long he'll last? How old is he again?
He's 72, I believe. He'll be turning 73 in April.
It's a 3-year gig, Dave.
It's a 5-year deal, he said.
It's a 3-year gig. 75, he'll have enough.
Yeah, I
but
think so.
He wants to coach. He actively wants to coach.
Yeah, he does now. But 3 years dealing with all the bullshit you got to deal with at the college level. He'll control things.
You ever see when Rodney Dangerfield goes back to school?
So that's all the memes right now have that they're showing him in the pool with the hey Bubbles, right? And bring Bubbles in, and here she comes and all that.
Well,
they're showing that's Bill Belichick going to North Carolina.
Well, he's hoping Tom Brady has a year of eligibility left.
Right.
I know that too.
Right. Sure.
I'm excited though. We're going to get to see him. We're going to get to see him at Fenway. I mean, I got to talk to him. Well, yeah, he's going to coach the game.
He is?
Belichick's not coaching the game.
Yeah, he is.
No, he's not.
Yes, he is.
No, Mac Davis is going to coach.
Mac Brown's done.
Or Mac Brown. I mean, Mac Brown's going to.
No, he's done. They gave him the boot. He's gone.
So then the assistant's got to take over. It can't be
Bill
Belichick.
Belichick's that's going to be his first game.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
What scheme is he going to use? What's he going to implement? He has nothing in there.
Bill Belichick. He knows everything.
No.
He can run whatever he wants.
He's not going to coach.
No,
he's not coaching in the bowl game. Where did you read that nonsense?
He's coaching in the bowl game.
No.
Okay. All right.
No.
Watch what happens.
I will.
Watch what happens.
I will.
He is coaching in the bowl game.
No.
There is zero chance of that.
Right.
Because that's why they rushed to get him in. They wanted him for the bowl game.
No, they wanted it. They wanted to
get him in because they rushed to get him in because sorority things start in January, and he needs to be there to judge who should get into what sorority.
You think they do what T-shirt contests at North Carolina?
Absolutely.
They will now.
Oh, okay. Dave, I wanted to
every man's hero that's above 60.
Your Cowboys pulled off a big victory against the Panthers. You had to be happy about that one.
I don't even watch
Cooper Rush played great.
Yeah, it's great. I don't watch them though anymore.
What do you mean you don't watch them anymore?
Well,
you just gave up on your team? You can't give up on your team.
He's left the ranch.
I haven't left it.
The reservation. He has left the ranch.
What are we, 6-8 now? 6-8. So
yeah,
gotta win.
But
if we win three more. Can we make the playoffs?
Technically, yes. I believe you can. I believe you can. Yes.
That would
Yeah,
be-
you're 6-8.
That would
Yeah.
be a travesty.
Yeah, if you finish 9-8, you get in with some help. Yes, you can make the playoffs.
Cooper
I
Rush,
think
man,
that's
lighting it up, throwing 3 touchdowns. You know,
They said the word too is spreading that Mike McCarthy may not be fired.
No, they may keep him. And you know why? Because they don't want dissension. Mike McCarthy is a yes man, yes no man, and that's
let
what
me ask
Jerry
you this
likes. He
question.
doesn't like
Remember
people who like
a couple years ago, where Cooper Rush took the place of Dak Prescott? He went 5-1 or something.
Oh, he did. Yeah, 2 years ago. Yeah.
2 years ago. Okay, so now I'm just curious. Since Cooper Rush is starting, what is his record this year?
1-2, I think, right?
It's not nearly as good. It's not nearly as good. I'm trying to think of when.
This is his first.
Let me see if I can find this out.
Back, right?
Cooper Rush is 8-4 as a starter. So this year he's 3-3.
Okay, so he beat.
Wait a
He
minute.
wins more than Dak,
already?
dude. He wins more than Dak. Think about that.
He beat the Steelers, I think. He was part of the. He beat the Giants.
He's 8-4 as a starter.
Yeah.
He this year Dak is 3-5 as the starter.
Well, that's 8 games right there, and you're saying Rush is 3-3, so 6
for this season.
That's 14.
So
they have. They're 6-8.
They beat the Browns, they beat the Giants, and the last one before that was the Steelers. And then they got smoked by the 49ers. I don't know if he started that game or not. I can't remember for sure when Dak went on IR. But I think those are the 3 games he won, which is incredible.
Let's see if Cooper Rush applies my 12 quarterbacks is better. Cooper Rush is 6'3". There you go.
Well, then what do you have to say about Bo Nix? Bo Nix at Denver has turned them around. They smoked Indianapolis. And Anthony Richardson is not who we thought he was.
Bo Nix, 6'2". There's my point again. He's 6'2".
There's your point again. The tall quarterback.
No, let's look at. I know Kyler Murray was having a good. What's their record now? That team.
Arizona,
7-7?
I believe, is first in the West, right?
Right. He's the anomaly.
Yeah, they're 7. Okay, no, they're third in the West. They're 7-7.
Okay.
They're 7-7, but they're not.
He's still an anomaly. But he's only 500. What about who else is short? Baker Mayfield. He might be.
Russell Wilson, he's having a good year.
He's
Baker
over 6.
Mayfield's having a good year.
He's 6'1". Mayfield's not short. He's 6'1".
Baker Mayfield, I mean, they're 8-6 right now, and Baker Mayfield's thrown for 3,617 yards, 32 touchdowns, 14 interceptions. He's 6'1".
He could chuck it, dude. He could chuck it. I could tell you.
Yeah, I'm glad that
Baker Mayfield. I like
Baker
Mayfield.
I do too. I just because I hated all the sentiment around him once Cleveland. I mean, who did he have around him in Cleveland?
No, the problem was he played hurt.
He did, but who did he have around him?
He had Odell Beckham Jr. He had a great running game. They went to the playoffs. I mean, he had a team around him. His mistake was playing injured.
Yes, I agree with
showing
that,
his toughness, and then they used it against
him. You can't compare what he had around him in Cleveland to what he has around him in Tampa.
No, that's why I think Tampa is more of a threat than Green Bay.
Right. Well, they're possible. I don't think so. But
Tampa's passing game, I mean, with Evans and Godwin, doesn't compare to Green Bay.
I think it does. I think Green Bay has a potent passing attack with Love being mobile and having a strong arm.
But he doesn't have the receivers.
With Ryan Dubs, Watson.
Well, the 2 tallest quarterbacks in the NFL are Justin Herbert and Trevor Lawrence. Obviously, Trevor Lawrence plays terrible.
Yes, he does. And the guy who's really had the best year is Joe Burrow.
But Herbert's been good. Right?
He's been. You know why he's been good? He's in a totally different system.
Well, yeah,
he's not asked to make.
He's with Harbaugh.
He's not asked to make a throw every time.
Yeah,
I mean they went and they hired the OC from the Ravens
because he's with Harbaugh,
and they brought in who they bring in. They brought in Gus Edwards. They brought in what's the cat that is out too for the other running back from the Ravens. Now he's with the Chargers. Damn if I can remember.
It's because of Jim Harbaugh.
Well, yeah, but they changed their philosophy around now, and they put a running game around that offensive line is a very good running offensive line. They put together a great
And
offensive line to run, and they run the ball. So
they're
now
still only 8-6.
correct, but they have the best scoring defense in the NFL. I mean, they give up 40 against Tampa, but
Yep.
they have the number one scoring defense in the NFL. So, I mean, I think you're looking at a solid team, and they haven't asked Herbert to do too much.
Are you talking about J.K. Dobbins?
Yes, thank you. J.K. Dobbins.
That's the guy you're talking about.
Yep.
Okay. So they made some good roster moves there.
Yes.
The bottom line is, I think all roads still go through Kansas City, Buffalo, Detroit, and I would have to say Tampa Bay or Green Bay in your case.
It's Green Bay.
I don't think Baltimore, as good as they're playing, I don't think they're going to do it.
No,
I really don't.
They have ebbs and flows too. Once you take away, if you can stop
They're
their running game,
they're 9-5.
if you can stop their running game on obvious passing downs, you just got to contain the quarterback and let him try to make a throw instead of allowing his feet to make him a successful player.
I mean, you got to look at this. Derrick Henry has almost 1,500 yards rushing. He's got 13 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson, 3,500 yards passing, 34 touchdowns to only 3 interceptions. He's on the MVP watch list as well.
Yeah.
I mean, between him and Burrow, and then Josh Allen. I mean,
I can't vote for Burrow as an MVP or he had a great year, but it just team's gone nowhere.
The team's gone.
Their defense is atrocious.
Yes, but Buffalo's isn't much better.
Buffalo's defense, they're mediocre, but I think they're better than Cincinnati.
Yes,
their record is much better than Cincinnati.
Yes.
So you got to give Josh Allen more consideration than you would Joe Burrow.
Yes. No, I agree with that for sure. I'm looking forward to next week's matchups.
What we got?
Just to see what is going to be going on.
Anything good? Any good games?
Well, the NFL stacks the end of the year,
right,
which I don't agree with. They try to stack the end of the year with the conference games.
Well, they want to keep. You got to understand something. They want to keep viewership high. Viewership dwindles a little bit towards the end of the season. I see this at my sports bar. So my sports bar for the first 8 to 10 weeks, we're jam packed. I can put 100 in the place, and we have 90 to 100 every time. Reason being is it's early in the season. The optimism is high.
Right.
Everybody is excited for their team. They're hopeful.
Optimism.
By the end of the season, you know if your team is playoff contender or if they're waiting for a draft pick. So that's where it starts to dwindle a little bit. So the NFL obviously wants to backload it with the most enticing games that either may have playoff implications or maybe showing the best teams to keep that interest level. Remember, it's all about money.
So on Saturday, December 21st, Houston plays Kansas City on Peacock. Are you going to have Peacock on at your bar?
Yes.
Okay, you will.
I pay all fees.
You have paid for Peacock.
I pay for everything.
Yes.
My direct TV bill is $6,000 a season.
But you want the YouTube TV at home, which was smart.
Right, but no, they're raising their rates. They're raising their rates.
Are they really?
$83 a month now.
It was $60.
Still worth it. Right. It was when they first started. It was like $39.
It is worth it. The Thursday night matchups on Prime Video, I think, are ridiculous. Dave, don't you think football on Amazon Prime is just ludicrous?
It's horrible. The feed is horrible.
I don't even watch it.
Goes in and out. Yeah, I don't either. But Denver's going to be playing Los Angeles.
Great game.
Houston's going to be playing Kansas City, then Pittsburgh and Baltimore are the Saturday game.
That's next week.
So we start to get this coming.
Yeah,
the Saturday games. Pittsburgh and Baltimore could be interesting. Russell Wilson, Lamar Jackson, the defense from the Steelers, the Ravens. Where do you see this going? Because right now Baltimore is a 6-point favorite.
I agree with that. I don't see.
You agree with that?
I don't see Pittsburgh winning that game.
Dave?
Who's the favorite?
Baltimore is favored by 6.
From a betting standpoint, I would take the Steelers.
Yeah, you think it'll be a close game?
I like Baltimore.
TJ Watt maybe out.
I don't like Baltimore. I'm not a Lamar Jackson guy.
Philadelphia.
I'm
That's
not
a
a
team.
Lamar Jackson guy, but he is amazing at times, though. I mean,
He can be, but do you see him winning you a Super Bowl?
no.
No, I don't see him winning you a Super Bowl.
Now, the team we forgot to mention are the Eagles. When we talked about
no, the Eagles.
The Eagles should be in that mix with Green Bay and Detroit.
I don't think the Eagles will be in that mix because history has shown
they're gelling at the right time now.
They are, but last year they had an epic collapse.
Last year they collapsed the last 6 games of the season. They're gelling now towards the end of the season. They look much better. Their defense is playing much better. They have probably the NFL's MVP in Saquon Barkley.
I hope he gets it. I do hope he gets it.
I'm just saying, don't omit the Eagles out of the discussion, which I'd forgotten to throw them
in. They smoked Pittsburgh.
I don't see after this game this week when Pittsburgh really got shut down by the Eagles.
Yeah, they did.
I mean, they didn't look good offensive at all, and Pittsburgh's offense is mediocre. They're a mediocre offense. They are more dynamic now than they were with Russell Wilson coming into the picture. But bottom line, I don't see them scoring enough, and I see Baltimore. I see the game being 24-12, Baltimore.
Wow. Okay.
24-12, 24-13. Let me put it that way, so it makes it a little more compelling.
Now, the Miami Dolphins, they're in another interesting situation. They still technically could make the playoffs.
They're horrible.
I would say, Dave, I mean, you're the quarterback guru. I know you're trying to stay awake. Has Tua regressed in your mind?
Is Tua awake during the games?
He's
didn't look like in this past game.
He's awake during the games, but he's had a lot of concussions. He probably should not be playing. They definitely seem like they regressed since last year, although they did get smoked anyway in the first round of the playoffs.
Right.
But I do like Mike McDaniel. I think Mike McDaniel's a good coach. And you had said that more fanboys and nerds are becoming coaches.
Oh, absolutely. And that's him.
That is.
He just hired my son to start coaching the NFL.
That isn't. Well, your son's pretty good at Madden, so
he could be a better GM than the Giants right now.
Yeah, we could take just about anything or anyone, and they'd be.
All you gotta do is bring my son in and go, Troy, just don't fuck it up. They'll be like, all right, no problem.
Yeah.
He'll go to the quarterback. He'll go to quarterback. What do you think is their best play? And the quarterback will say, "This blah blah blah. This is their best play. All right, we'll run it. Run that play."
It makes sense.
That's it.
It makes too much sense.
The other game,
he won't kick it onside when he's down 10 points. I can guarantee.
I like that. Come on, I like that. You got a little bit of excitement.
You like that?
Minnesota is playing at Seattle,
yeah,
and Minnesota is -2.5.
I'll take Minnesota all day.
Yeah, I'm
all day long.
Minnesota
Geno Smith may be out with an injury. I watched that game. Sam Howell came in for Minnesota, the former Redskin, the quarterback.
Yeah, your hero.
Sam Howell's still in the NFL.
He's the back. He's the backup.
They traded him.
Backup.
I love it.
Seattle.
Right.
He signed a free agent. Let me tell you something. I watched a meme and they said like, "Oh no, Geno Smith is the quarterback of the Seattle. Well, what are we going to do?" And they said, "Just wait till Howell gets in." And like, "Oh no, now I understand." It was so bad. Howell was running for his life.
And the Redskins were going to go with Howell.
The Redskins were not going to go with Howell. He was dumped at the end of the season.
They were going to go with him.
They were not. He was out of the picture quicker than you could open the door and throw him out.
And then
the Redskins had
he threw 21 touchdowns, 29 picks last year, and he had 63 sacks. He's out.
Who was the guy that they were going nuts about? The Redskins, not the Redskins, whatever they call themselves now. A few years ago, the guy who was like the backup, and he had a great little run.
Taylor Heineke.
Yeah, Taylor Heineke.
Where is he now?
He is Atlanta.
He's the
isn't he?
backup.
Or no, not Atlanta.
No.
I just saw him play.
I thought he's with the Chargers.
Yes, you may be correct. Yes, he's with the Chargers.
Yeah.
he came in because Herbert got injured. Yeah, that was his first action of the year.
Well, they should call the NFL.
Carson Wentz, because
NFL should be called the land of the backup quarterback.
Listen, what a great job that is.
Carson Wentz went in for Anthony Richardson.
Yeah,
with the Colts.
Good.
And I know you love Carson Wentz.
I do not. Now, first of all, I don't know where you're getting your information from. I was not a Carson Wentz fan. I was not happy when he was with the Washington. I after his successful season with Philadelphia, there it was over.
I believe he went to the Colts. Did he go to the Colts first, then come to the Skins?
I don't know.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter.
He doesn't resonate with anything. You know what? Good for the guy. He made some money.
He made some money.
Think of it. These backup quarterbacks, they're getting $4 or $5 million a year.
Well, a little bit more.
Yeah, it's a little bit more maybe, but just sitting the bench, they're having a good time.
Yeah.
Throw the ball around pre warm up, and then hey, maybe you get the call every so often, just an emergency. If you suck, it doesn't really matter. No one's expecting anything from you, right? So what a great job! What a great life.
Dave, are you sick or are you just watching porn?
No, I'm sick.
I see you looking down. Are you just watching porn?
I'm uploading a video.
If you're watching porn, it's okay.
Usually when you watch this porn, he looks up.
Just tell me. I just want to see.
I'm not watching.
I see your face lighting up.
Believe me, if I was watching porn, I would tell you.
I'm wondering what you're watching. If you're watching,
I'm not watching any. I'm literally posting the Universal Hot Crazy Mix video.
There we go.
Well,
Man's
this
Guide
is
to
another stellar episode of Moneyline.
Bang up show.
It's
over. Thank God.
We get to go to Rebel Republic.
Yeah.
I love Rebel Republic. I'm going
to try to figure
out why this isn't working.
Has Ernie sent us checks yet?
Yeah, we got checks. We got lots of money.
We do.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of this yet.
Yeah, I know.
Dave, have you seen any checks yet?
I know. I got to Venmo you.
Yeah.
I Venmoed Dave. I got to Venmo you.
Oh,
Dave, you Venmoed me money from Ernie?
I Venmoed you. I think I Venmoed you $200 or $300.
Wow.
You Venmoed me $100 because you use up all my credits in Opus.
Yeah, but no, I Venmoed you. I Venmoed you a few times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, but that was for me posting originally. I don't know why you were Venmoing me. I said you should.
I get the money from Ernie sometimes, and when I do, I give it to you.
Yep.
I didn't know Frank had Venmo.
Right.
So I have to bring him the check.
The check was here last week, but he had an emotional breakdown, so we had to let that go.
I did. All right.
So, what show was that on, by the way, the emotional breakdown?
It's on Rebel Republic. So
did that go live? Did you cut that out?
That was live.
There must have been huge viewership on that.
That was a good one.
That could have been a Dr. Ruth episode.
That was a good one. So for the voice of reason, asshole, and Coach Schuman, asshole. This has been Moneyline, and both of you, instead of taking lemons, take the 2 oranges and shove them up your ass.
Yeah.
All right.